Well, welcome back, guys. We are off to a great start because guess who forgot to change the slide?
That's okay. It's all right. I mean, it's called Walking Dead, right?
I know. And I changed it on Canva, but for some reason it didn't I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Anyway, so it's been a while, so you got to forgive us for that.
I know. These long breaks in between seasons are just killing us, man.
Yeah, they are. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and do the official intro for the pod and then we'll jump right into things.
Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome to the recap of the Walking Dead universe. We are here live every week during the show season to discuss the latest episode. You can catch our episode reviews at any time, available on most major podcast platforms. Get new and past episodes for free in the app of your choice, including YouTube. Today we are covering Daryl Dixon Season 2, subtitled as The Book of Carol, Episode 1. For those of you joining us live today, thanks for taking time out of your evening to be here. I'm your host, Tamara, and I love a good TV show and a good book. If you'd like to reach out to me, you can find me pretty much everywhere at the Recap Pods. And if you're into books, you can also find me at Shelf Addiction. Joining me today is show co-host Lisa. Welcome back, Lisa.
Hey, Tamara. Hey, everyone. My name is Lisa Orban. I'm an author. I'm also the founder of Indies United Publishing House, and I love all things pop culture. So if you'd like to find me, you can find me pretty much everywhere at Lisa Orban Author or at Indies United Pub.
Okay, so before we get going, we'd like your participation in this conversation. So if you are listening live on YouTube, hit us up in the comment section. And if you're catching this on a replay, you can still comment on YouTube or Spotify, or you can even leave us a voicemail using the Speak Pipe link in the show notes. If you are new to the podcast, welcome. We are laid back in our review style, right, Lisa?
Absolutely, Tamara. This is a conversation, not a dissertation.
Right. No scene by scene breakdowns here. We jump around. And of course, huge spoiler alert for everything, every show in the world through yesterday's episode. So if you're cool with that, this is the place for you. And let's just jump into it. Wow. It's been a long time since we said that.
I know. It really has been.
Okay. Are you ready to talk about this show? Are you ready to do it?
I am ready, Tamara.
Okay. So before we get into the details, high level, did you like it?
I wasn't unhappy with it.
Okay.
I mean, was it a great piece of masterpiece theater? No.
Mm-hmm.
But we have seen a lot worse.
True. Yeah, that's facts. I'm with you on that. I personally, when I finished watching, I thought that Daryl's parts were extremely boring to me, and I enjoyed Carol's parts. So I'm like, oh no, that can't be good. It's his show, but we're focusing on Carol, so maybe that's the point. But I had to rewatch because I was so bored with some of his stuff. So yeah, that says something. But it was fine. High level, it was fine.
I'm gonna be real truthful. The French is because I've been watching it with the audio titles, subtitles.
Yeah.
So when the French comes on, things get really weird. So, I'm like, and sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
I know. I can't. Maybe I didn't really love all the French stuff last season. And I think I'm going to feel that way again. But I'm going into this season trying to be as positive as I can, trying to give the show the benefit of the doubt, and I know it won't be as good as The Ones Who Live, right? I know we know it. It's not going to be as good. It just won't. It can't be. But I'm trying to, see what the showrunners and the actors have served up for us without any
Now,
pre-negativity.
I will say, apparently, reviewers that have been allowed to see the whole season
Yeah.
have said that it comes to a very satisfying conclusion.
Okay. I've heard some other interesting things, and I didn't hear a satisfying conclusion, but did hear some regression of characters and some other things that I may not enjoy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We're gonna see. I only got mild spoilers, nothing too crazy, but they are out there, guys. So if you're trying to avoid spoilers, just be careful because a lot of people have seen this whole season.
And I've been, yeah, when I was, the things that I'm reading, I'm trying not to get into too in-depth ones,
Mhm.
because I don't want the spoilers. I'd like to be surprised.
Mhm.
And so yeah, I they were just giving some general overviews that generally people found this season good, and it came to a satisfying conclusion. So I'm like, okay, that's good enough, you know.
Wow. Okay. So they're saying it's good.
Hmm.
Okay. That's great. I think so too
Yeah, I
because
know.
Lord
I
knows we can complain. If you're new, you haven't been introduced to that yet, but you will be.
I gotta tell you though. So watching Carol's side of it,
Uh-huh.
the song "Signs" was going through my head.
Mm.
Signs, signs everywhere, a sign. Because there's all these moments where it's harkening back to her past.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we've got the barn scene with her daughter, which was just awful. I mean, it was good. No, I mean, I really liked it. It was just, that was a heartbreaking scene the
Mm.
first time around.
Yeah, it was.
And you know the um the flower, the gypsy rose, that Daryl had given to her, saying that this is this, maybe proving that your daughter is still out there. um and then there was the music box singing "You Are My Sunshine," which was something she sang to her daughter. So there's all these kickbacks, even at the end when they're up in the plane,
Mhm.
and he's like, just breathe in, breathe out, and she turns, I mean, abruptly, and looks at it, because that's what they were saying, that's what was playing when she crashed the car.
Yeah. I thought that. I'm like, "Oh, he is like literally verbatim
Yeah,
feeding back to her the
literally.
eeriness of it."
And that's really the first time she really reacted to that, to the outside influence of those throwbacks.
Mhm.
um but I have a feeling that this season is going to be a lot of Carol coming to terms with Carol.
Interesting. So do you think that they're gonna make changes to her character? Do you think she's gonna change in a way that we might not like,
I
you
don't
know?
I mean, you and I have talked about this before. When it comes, she's never really come to terms with a lot of the things that's
Mhm.
happened to her. She's lost a son, she's lost a daughter. Look at the flowers.
Mhm.
So um Carol has done some really awful things to stay alive, to save others, to you know and she's always been, except for that brief moment when she was living in that house alone before Ezekiel pulled her out of it. That's her really the only time she's had a moment to stop and reflect on anything, which is, and she still wanted more time, and no one was giving it to her. So she's got a lot of baggage to process that she's never really had the chance to process.
Well, I guess on screen, yes, but if we go with the timeline, I guess she might have had a little bit of time after the end of the main show
Yeah,
to
but
sit with things, I guess.
Yeah, but she really didn't have that much time before she went looking for Daryl.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm right now I am buying it, right? Cuz two things can be true, right, about her. She could have not dealt with her past appropriately and still be the force that she is right now.
Yeah.
Like how she straight up lied to Ash, like she
Oh yeah.
totally manipulated that guy. And I'm surprised she would use her own daughter to do it, but she did.
I
Like
think he feels bad about it.
she might, but she won't tell the truth, not if
Oh
it's gonna endanger her plan.
yeah. Of course, what are they going to do once they hit France? Um,
Oh my god, that poor guy. He's gonna be so mad.
he is going to be so mad.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I wonder about him. Like, is he going to even survive this season? Are they gonna use him, as zombie bait? What is gonna happen? Will he make it out of the season? That's gonna be. Do you have a guess on that?
Every time in except for like the previews for next week,
Mm-hmm.
all the once she's across the ocean, it's just Carol by herself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so either she's got him holed up somewhere, keeping the plane safe, which I mean is possible.
That's a two-seater plane, isn't it?
There's room for three.
Mm, okay.
I mean, it wouldn't be a comfortable ride, but there's nothing about that.
Over the ocean, I can't imagine. Okay, so side note, I did watch the little after show
Hmm.
thing, and the people running the show seem to think that they did their research, and while it would be very difficult, that kind of plane could make that journey.
Yeah, it is improbable, they said, but not
Yeah,
impossible.
right, not impossible. And to be quite frank, I would freak the hell out thinking about going across the ocean in that thing. I can't imagine. There's got to be another way. I can't. It seems so crazy to me, like insane to do that.
Well, my first thought was instead of chasing down the plane, why didn't she go back down to Oceanside and just borrow their boat?
She could have. That might have made more sense.
But it would have taken longer.
It would have. But when you have to, I guess, yeah, definitely would have taken longer. You're right. And then to sail is longer than flying. So,
I mean, it's not. I mean, it wouldn't be horribly long, but it would be about a month or two.
mm-hmm. Hmm.
And
Okay.
I mean, and truthfully, it could be just as dangerous on that boat on the ocean. Like and like you pointed out, there's no weather forecast, there's no NORAD, there's no anything. You're just winging it. So I mean, a boat could be just as dangerous as a plane.
I think a plane is worse. Like, for example, if you run, okay, let's say you get turned around, you don't know which way you're going. You could be out there and run out of gas. You're going to crash,
Well,
period,
all those,
into the ocean.
he does have all those extra canisters. I would imagine that if they really actually got low, he would just land.
I would hope. I don't know. It seems a little far fetched, but so many things with this show is so far fetched. I'm trying to just, roll with it, but I thought it was kind of crazy. I'm like, wow, she really gonna get in that little teeny plane and convince this guy to go across the ocean?
Hmm. She has done technically crazier things.
Yeah.
I mean, and she apparently has never been on a plane, so yeah, she's in for a hell of a ride. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, if as far as Ash is concerned, I'm hoping what happens is she stashes him somewhere and says, "Keep the plane safe. Don't let anyone take it." Um,
Uh,
but this is The Walking Dead, so more than likely he's zombie food.
yeah. He could be toast, or he decides to leave her and go back after he finds out. that she lied.
Yeah, I mean that's possible too.
Yeah. Because, I mean, he left his home, his child's, burial thing. He just kind of threw it all to the, threw caution to the wind to help her find her long lost daughter. That would, oh my gosh.
Although, I mean, considering how they left, with the lightning striking his
Yeah.
generator,
It's all burnt down probably
yeah,
anyway.
he would
Yeah.
have he would have had to evacuate anyway,
Mhm.
at least temporarily.
Carol is like walking trouble. Like, he helps her and then his whole world crumbles.
I know, right?
He's like, "I've been just fine." He comes back, the zombies are all, the walkers are all in the greenhouse thing. He's like, "What did you do?" Like, I helped this one chick and just the rest is, trashed. His whole life trashed. I feel like I do feel bad for that character. I guess we'll see. And for that matter and that matter alone, I hope they keep him around so we actually have time to like him and stuff.
Yeah. I,
Um yeah.
I am going to point out that every time anyone from any of the main characters or the group from the main Walking Dead interact with any other community that may have been up to that point stable, does not remain that way.
That's true. They're walking trouble.
And it doesn't matter where. I mean, technically, the governor's little fiefdom, while it wasn't great, I mean, people enjoyed it. You know, he was a terrible person, but for the most, they enjoyed their ice cream. Yeah,
They did.
I'm just saying. The Commonwealth again, it's not wasn't great, but they were enjoying the cookies and and cake. And so yeah, I just anytime these guys interact with any other culture, doesn't matter if they were stable to begin with, they aren't by the time they're done with them.
No, they just come in and wreck it. Like, it's totally crazy how that happens, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I really, I guess I did kind of miss Carol's character because, like I mentioned earlier when we first started, I did enjoy all of the scenes that she did, even when she was like, I was talking to the screen a little bit with her lying and doing all this crazy stuff. But I really liked, McBride's acting. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see her on this show. I was feeling it.
Oh yeah, I mean she really did a good job. I mean, and she's a character that you and I have often liked.
Mm-hmm.
Even when Carol's being bad, we still like her.
Yeah. And
And
I'm fearful though, Lisa, that what I thought might happen is going to happen where she's gonna steal the show and no one is gonna care about Daryl, or his stuff is gonna be so whack until they're together again. I don't know. Like, she can totally outshine him, I feel like.
what I'm hoping is that they are together by episode 3.
Mm, maybe. I guess she'll get a clue about where he's at some kind of way.
Yeah. And I mean it's possible that they won't interact with each other until the very end, but I don't know. I have a feeling that, I mean, it's kind of like they did with on The Ones Who Lived.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought it'd be longer before Michonne and Rick got together.
Mm-hmm.
But that worked out really well.
Yeah, it did.
So I'm kind of hoping they'll go, that was a pretty good idea. That they don't draw it out over the whole season,
Mm-hmm.
Because I know people want to see the two of them together.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they do. And you know what? The people who are just really fiending for them to be together are the people that think they're supposed to be a couple and they're not.
They're not. They're best friends.
Yeah. So, from what I hear, the carolers, is that what they call them? They're already on a rampage on X. That's what I hear.
Oh, geez.
They're back at it.
I don't understand why they won't just let them be good friends.
I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, I have a good male friend. We've been friends for We met each other in 1993. So it's been a very long time that I know if I came up missing, he would cross the world to look for me.
Mhm.
I know this, power or no power. Um, and it doesn't mean that at the end of it we're going to be a couple.
Right.
He's my best friend, and he would come looking for me, and I would go looking for him. That's what you do for your friends.
Right. Especially your best friend. You do that.
Exactly. And I mean, Daryl is her best friend. So I mean, I don't understand why people just won't let them be best friends.
Yeah, it's weird. And actually, I haven't been on X for a couple of weeks. I deleted it from my device. I'm so sick of that app. So I didn't see it firsthand, but I heard about it, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I didn't see it because the stuff is ridiculous. And you know that when they come back together and nothing happens but them being friends, the people are gonna lose it, and it's gonna be funny. Although they shouldn't. They should just let it go. I agree. Let it go.
I mean, just let them be really good friends. There's nothing wrong with the two of them being really good friends.
Hmm.
You know?
And plus, he's into Isabel, right? Isn't that her name?
Well, yeah.
He's into her, and unless they kill her off, she's gonna be around.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and he's had other interests, you know,
oh yeah,
and he's never, since what would that have been? Season 3 when they were looking for her daughter. There was that mild hint, and at the time, I'm like, okay, I could kind of see them, maybe the two of them. Um, but then after that, I'm like, no, they're just friends, and people need to come. They need to come to grips with this. They just need to come to terms with it and accept it.
and move on. Because like back then, like wasn't he like into Beth? He was,
Yeah,
and then of course he had his ex resurface. Who else was he into? He had a couple, maybe one more that
yeah,
I'm
the
forgetting.
soldier lady.
Yeah, the soldier lady.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was never gonna be them together. It was never gonna be that way.
Right.
And
So
plus Carol's so much older than him.
yeah, I just I mean they're good together, but again they're good together as friends.
That's like her little brother or something. Can't.
She's the big sister right now. She's going to look for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. We know they're going to come together hopefully sooner than later cuz I agree. If it was like the last episode, that's going to be a long time of watching two different stories
Hmm.
and it was going to get boring.
Yeah, and you can already see that the head priest there, the head honcho where Daryl's at, he's doesn't know quite where to fit Daryl into things.
You know what? Oh yeah, thanks, Karina. Connie. Yeah, he wasn't to Connie, but that never happened. That was sad. Okay, but back to what you were saying. Yeah, that priest guy and whoever that woman was who was talking to him,
Yeah,
I was like, what is this exactly? It's feeling like really culty.
it is, and I mean, I don't know why the way that she's making it sound. I'm like almost like, are you planning on sacrificing him? What are you doing? You know?
Yeah, it seems weird. So whatever ceremony they have to do, I'm like, what are they gonna do to him? It's weird. I don't know. So
And whatever it is he's very hesitant about doing it,
yeah.
which is what is kind of making me a little nervous because I'm like, if they were just gonna, install him as the God King Emperor, well, I mean, well, it'd be a little over the top. I mean, it wouldn't hurt him, but the way he was acting about it almost sounded like it's going to be something brutal.
Yeah, it's gonna be strange. Like, what if they try to kill him or something, like as a sacrifice or something? I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be something strange, and this guy is going to help him escape.
Yeah,
And maybe
yeah.
it's not gonna be that bad, but it's something that he's gonna help him leave.
Well, from the uh, uh, the previews for the upcoming the seasonal preview,
Mhm.
it seemed like they were allowing him to get kidnapped.
Yeah. Which is the plot device that I kind of hate. That is the typical plot device to I don't know, I just feel like it's the stupidest one. Who would kidnap him and why? And who would allow him to be kidnapped or offer him up to be kidnapped? I don't it sounds like it's going to I don't know. I don't like the kidnapping plots. I just don't. It's stupid. I'm already calling it stupid and I don't even know the reason.
Okay, let's go back to Carol did a good job.
Look, I hate to be the negative Nancy, but I'm like, damn. Okay. And okay, so this is gonna take us back to the beginning, but I noticed a really big editing mess up. Did you notice it at early in the show?
Asking the blind woman, no, no, I didn't.
Okay, so in this scene where Carol is driving and she's listening to the tapes that we were talking about earlier,
Okay.
and she sticks her head out to look at the plane.
Uh-huh.
And she's driving, driving, driving. And then, she swerves to hit the walker. She crashes a car. When she gets out of the car, the window is rolled up completely. I'm like, the window was open.
Yeah, it was. Huh. No, I didn't even
That's
notice that.
stuff. I don't know. I noticed that immediately. I'm like, what is that's the dumb stuff that I notice. Who notices that? I do. Because when the walker came, it banged on the window.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, the window was down.
I don't know why she just didn't run over the walker.
That's what I'm saying. Why didn't you just blast through that thing? It wouldn't have mattered. I don't know. Again, she knows better.
She
She's
does.
like a super killer of these things. Why would she just not run it over?
Because then she didn't have an injury to go and, you know, get herself a Playboy.
Look, she could. I don't know. Uh, the devices that they are using to push the plot the way they want is already looking dumb. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It,
Sorry, not sorry. I don't know what to say.
it's okay, dear. It's fine.
Yeah. But she was at she her hey, she acted her heart out. I believed it even though I saw it.
Yeah. And, well, she's always been really good at projecting the Susie homemaker.
Mhm.
And, um, sorry, I just saw. See, thank you for joining
Thank
the
you.
Caesar, even if you haven't watched it yet.
Yes. We appreciate you for being here.
um, but she's always been able to kind of make herself seem helpless. I mean, she did that when she rolled the bike in, looking for Daryl, looking for information. I mean, she really does use that to her best advantage.
Mhm.
She gets that unassuming, meek voice, and so people don't they're not as on guard with her as they should be.
Oh, we can still rely on the kindness of strangers.
Uh,
I mean, even when she goes to the shop, which is another thing. What's up with this shop? But she goes and she's like, "Oh, can someone help me? Who worked on this bike?" She's so like, she knows how to walk the walk, talk the talk to get people to kind of
trust
be
her.
trust her and think this lady, she's fine. She's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
And then she kapow,
Yeah.
she whips it out, and then you're in a world of hurt. You're
Oh yeah.
getting arrows in the leg. You're flying across the ocean in a little, can, but that's her job. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I think that's one of the things you and I have always really kind of enjoyed about Carol is she is very chameleon like,
Mhm.
and whenever she is thrown into a new situation, she always goes to the Susie homemaker.
That's her go-to, like, persona. And
Yeah.
I think it's because she did it for so long, you know?
Well, and she's done it for so long, and it very much disarms other people. I mean, she's not a threat. Look at her. Listen to her.
Yeah. What's the phrase? You catch more flies with honey kind of thing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And and she'll keep it up for as long as she needs to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's kept it up for I don't know how long, almost a year or so at the Commonwealth.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah. You know, everyone thought that she was just a sweet and kind person. And we all knew better.
Yeah, don't trust it.
Don't eat her cookies, man.
Don't eat her food. Yeah. I don't know, but that's why, that's probably why Carol will find Daryl pretty quickly because she's slick, you know?
Oh, I can see her even buttering up oh the one woman. Uh I can't remember her name from the baddie from last season.
Oh, Janae, or is it Janae?
Yeah.
Mm.
And I can definitely see her. I could see her following in with her and just going, "Oh, hello," and getting on her. I don't want to call it good side, but getting on her trust side.
Oh my God, that probably would take like weeks to do that after she located her or stumbled across her.
Yeah, but I mean, she's got skill. I mean, she really does have mad skills when it comes to finding people.
Mhm.
So,
Well, at least they're consistent with that, right? Her character is consistent after all this time.
mhm,
She's still using her same tactics. She's still got, her wits about her. And I love that. And I hope that while she is on this journey and she's trying to, I guess, figure out her feelings and work through her trauma, that doesn't put her in a place where I'm like rolling my eyes, going like, "Oh my God, why is she so stupid now?"
right.
Like, don't do that to her.
Well,
Let her be both.
because she kind of did. They kind of did that to her. Um, when she first came off the boat, when she was grieving her son's death, and Daryl's like, "I need you," and so she stayed, and then she's taken, um, the, the no sleeping pills, and all the other stuff, and so she was in a really bad place there, and so she did some really stupid things. I'm hoping they don't do something like that with her here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. That would be nice if they let her be able to do both things, heal herself,
Mm-hmm.
grow herself, and still remain the badass that she is. Like, we can be two things. So
Because
let's keep
Carol is
her.
absolute. I mean, she really is, of all the people on the show, she's really one. She really is a true badass.
Mhm.
And I think people forget that about her. I mean, the people that are around her sometimes forgets that, because she really does. She's like this still water that's ready to for sudden violence.
Yeah, she's really kind to the people she cares about, right?
Hmm.
So to the kids, to her friends, to what she considers her family, she is really nice, but she
Yeah,
just has this other side.
and they depend on that other side.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
that's. And I think that's why she of all the characters they've had on the show, she's probably the one with the biggest arc of change because she went from someone who was scared and a domestic abuse survivor to this ultimate survivor. And she's one of the best. I mean, she's doing what a lot of people on this show really can't do, and that's be out in the world on her own and know that she can survive.
Right. Right. And she's doing it all without being extremely bitter like Maggie. Maggie just holds on to she's enraged all the time.
All the time.
But Carol is like so even tempered with it. Even if she feels the rage, she doesn't let it come out. It doesn't show.
Right. And I think that's one of the reasons why you and I both like Carol better than we like Maggie at this point, because Maggie is just mean.
Mhm.
And really yeah, I understand she lost Glenn. I get it, but it has been
A long time.
years.
Yeah.
And while I don't say, I'm not saying she has to forget about him, but she does need to let him go because it's even affecting her relationship with her son.
Yes, we saw.
So,
Yeah.
and Carol, on the other hand, I mean, her husband died too, but she's pretty happy about it. You know,
She like, "Oh no, he died. Boo-hoo."
shucky darns, shucky darns.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, but losing her, I mean, Carol has honestly lost more than Maggie ever has. Maggie lost, her dad and stuff. I mean, granted, but Carol has lost, you know, children,
Yeah.
multiple
Plural.
children.
Yeah.
Her own
Mhm.
biological daughter, her adopted son, the three kids that she was desperately trying to keep alive. Um, I mean, she's she's had a kind of a rough go of it.
She has. And she's like, each time she comes out, she might have a couple of setbacks, but she seems to come out a little bit stronger for it.
She doesn't say bitter about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's Carol's a good she's a well-rounded survivor.
Yeah. And they better not mess it up. Don't mess it up. Like, just do the right thing. Now, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Daryl. Like, how is he going to change? Because when he started this journey on his own, I was like, well, honestly, I didn't think that character could carry a show. And I still
It
don't.
I think
But
he did okay.
he did okay. But that was like more of an ensemble cast, I think, the first season.
Right.
Um, but he did all right. He held his own. But once Carol comes on the scene, what is going to happen to him? Is he going to like kind of shriek back and she's going to be, like I said, the star? Or do you think that his character will be able to maintain what he's managed to accomplish in season one? Like have some leading man star power. Do you think he can do it? Or will they twist him up and make him?
I don't know. I mean, the two of them have always been really good together.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm hoping they give them both equal weight. Not leader, not follower, but you know, partners.
Well, they're not giving him equal screen time right now.
Yeah, well, it is the Book of Carol.
Yeah. So I can't help but wonder, like, I mean, I really hope for the character development and all that Daryl's character is able to retain that. But I'm not going to count on it, unfortunately. Because both of them, when they were on the main show, both of them were a part of neither one of them were show leaders. They were kind of in the background acting in concert, doing other things. They had their spotlights, but they weren't the heads of the show, right? But now it's just two of them. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. Time will tell. I have a theory, and I think Daryl's not going to be that interesting to watch. I might be eating those words on episode 6, but we'll have to see.
All right, we'll see. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm like I said, I didn't hate the episode. I really
Mhm.
um I I thought Carol was, you know, it was nice to see her back in the saddle, so to speak.
Yeah, she was the best thing. I loved her stuff. And I like that guy Ash, the guy who plays him.
Oh yeah.
I like him. I used to watch him on The Resident. He's a doctor on The Resident
Oh,
on
okay.
Fox. I'm like, "Oh, that's fun. That guy's on here." So, I like him as a, actor, and I liked what he was doing in this role. So, I wouldn't mind watching a couple more episodes of he and Carol playing off of each other
Yeah. And
before the dynamic changes.
yeah. And it's really kind of, it's kind of sad because if she had not used her daughter um as a as the reason for them going across the ocean,
Mhm.
um that could have been a real close bonding moment between the two of them. He lost a son, she lost her daughter, and she lost her daughter horrifically. um that's something that they could have, if she had not had ulterior motives, could have been something they truly would have bonded over.
Mhm.
um but she needed him to get in that plane and take her across the ocean.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but I like I said, as soon as as soon as I get to France, and I don't know if she's even thought about this, but what is she going to tell him, when she goes looking for Daryl and not her daughter?
Sorry, I lied. Get over it.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. I don't know. I can't believe. I don't think she'd be very like soft about it. She'll just be like, "Well, shit. Sorry."
Yeah. I needed to get over here. I did
Yeah.
have a daughter. She died. Sorry. It was horrible. And,
Yeah.
things happening. Uh,
So,
Harry Miller is asking us, what do you both hope to see this season? What do you hope to see?
I hope to see some more, great writing. Honestly, I hope that things stay tense. I want to see tense scenes. I want to feel like people are in danger. I want to believe that whatever they're doing, however they're getting to their goal, that is believable. I'd love to see Daryl actually hook up with Isabel. I mean, I'd like them to actually get in a relationship if they can get there. What else would I like to see? I wouldn't mind a small time jump. I'd like to see um the little kid acting a little older.
Mhm.
I wouldn't mind it, but it's only 6 episodes, so I probably won't get that.
Right.
Right. That's about all I can think of. Carol keep doing her thing and being Carol. Just, don't change her. Yeah. What about you, Lisa?
What about me? I am hoping that they reunite Daryl and Carol early on. Like I said, no later than season 3. Because
Mhm.
I would like the two of them to basically be this dynamic force that I know that they can be. When it comes to whatever's going on with Laurent and the and the other subplots that we've had going on for left over from season 1. I would like to see the two of them take that on together.
Mhm.
Um, I'd like to see, I wouldn't mind seeing Daryl, end up in a relationship. Um, Although I don't know. I mean, he does okay in France, but I don't know. I just kind of want the two of them back over in the U.S. so they can.
Oh, I heard that they're not going to go back to the US, but they may not be in France for the next season. That's what I heard. So,
Okay.
so you can kiss the US goodbye for now.
I mean, I'm because I really want at some point in time for Daryl to find out that Rick is still alive.
Oh, that would be great, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
I mean, that's one of those things that because we had that interrupted phone call. He's back.
Yeah.
Okay, and you and I talked about it, and I said it might be Rick, and we talked about other possibilities, but I would really like, and Carol doesn't know either, but for Daryl, his best friend, the person he has had this massive amount of guilt about, to find out that Michonne and Rick are home.
Well, if it was Rick, if what she was saying on that mic was Rick, then that's probably going to be one of the first 10 sentences out of her mouth after she finds him.
Yeah, except she never. But remember, the radio broke up, and she never did find out.
Hmm.
It cut out, and
Yeah.
so she doesn't know.
Oh, well, he's not going to know then. They're not going to know. Not for a
Right.
while.
I mean I mean that's one of those things that I want him to find out that Rick is still alive. because that is a lot of Daryl's underlying guilt is Rick's death, you know? Um, so for him to find out that both him and Michonne are still alive, that would make me very happy. However, that could happen.
They'll find out when they're winding this show down, and they'll find a way for them to get back. Because I do think ultimately they're going to rejoin this cast in a future state in a different show. You know what I mean? I feel like we're not done with them completely. Like some more years pass and they have some kind of, I don't know, mini season reunion, something or another. I feel like he will find out and he will see him again eventually. I think that will happen, but just not on Daryl Dixon's show.
Yeah. I mean, mostly what I'm looking forward to is I want to see Carol and Daryl's reunion almost as much as I wanted to see Rick and Michonne's.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Huh.
Because, I mean, there's certain characters that just go together. You know what I mean? And the fact that these guys have been apart as long as they have, and I like the two of them together. Again, good friends, and they play well off of each other, and they always have. So, and she did a fairly decent job at domesticating Daryl. You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
I really believe that she was one of the big influence because if you go back to first season, um, Daryl was a little beyond rough around the edges.
Right. Mhm.
And he wasn't necessarily a bad person, but he wasn't a good person.
I mean, yeah, he's damaged. He was under like the stuff that influence of his brother for a while. He's just kind of weird.
Right. And Carol has been this, she really has. She's rather nicely domesticated him, and not in a bad way, but she's really helped him become the person that he is right now. And I think Daryl really helped her come out of her shell and become allowed her to become the person that she is.
I
You know,
agree. And I think honestly, at the core, the reason why that happened is because at the time, Daryl probably thought, oh, look, someone that's weaker than me.
yeah, someone who's more damaged than I am.
Right. So let me help her because I can actually help someone
Right.
because I'm not the worst.
I mean, and they both came from very damaged backgrounds. Um,
Yep.
so the two of them have helped build each other up and brought out the best in each other. So I really want to see. I don't. I'm hoping that this season is not. It doesn't drag and drag and drag. Teasing about the two of them finding each other.
Yeah.
I hope it's soon.
Oh, I thought of one more thing I want to happen.
Okay.
I want them to kill Janae. Be done with that witch. Kill
Yeah,
her. Like, just
I
kill
would
her.
be happy with that. Janae could die.
Yeah.
Uh, I wouldn't mind, if we find out a little bit more about, was it Lavender, Lilac, whatever the group was that made the super
Mm,
zombies.
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind finding out a little bit more about them, but not in a story intense way.
Right.
Uh, because I mean, and we're so many years into this, but the origins of why it happened are
Mm-hmm.
still they're still out there, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, if someone wants to fill in a couple more puzzle pieces, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'd be happy to get that. Yeah, just a few more. So yeah, they've got some things they can do with the next 5 episodes, but it's only 5 more. It's not
Right.
last season was only 6 too. So we know they can do it. We know they can put a lot of story into 6 episodes. They just got to trim the fat.
Well, and I think I'm hoping that they actually bring at least the two of them at the end of the episode of next episode, because I've seen the little short with her standing behind Daryl and going, hi Daryl. So I'm kind of hoping that's maybe like the last couple minutes or
Mm.
last minute or two of next episode, and then we swing into episode 3 halfway through, with the two of them together.
I honestly would love that. Just make it make sense. Y'all know that's my phrase. Make it make sense. Just how's she gonna? France is not like really really small,
Yeah, but
and
it's not like the United States either.
no, it's not. But it's hours of drive from Paris to like where that castle is. It's
Yeah.
hours of drive. I've been there. It's not close. Um, and I guess maybe if they just happen to land on the same beach, the Normandy beach, I guess maybe, but I don't know. I'm just gonna hope that they tell a story that's believable. That's all I want. Just let me buy it. I want to buy it.
Even in Normandy Beach, that's still some distance from where Daryl's actually at,
It is, but closer than Paris though.
but closer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't, I don't think all she knows is France.
Right.
She doesn't even know that he was in Paris.
No, she doesn't know north, south, nothing. She knows
Right.
nothing. So if she can find him in one episode, I would be astonished. It would have to be a huge coincidence that just please has to make sense.
Well, I mean, if because Daryl is not at the castle right now, he's out. They're bringing those people back. I mean,
Hmm.
and it's even possible that Carol is with, has found Janine or Janae, and one of these guys mentions, oh yeah, there's this woman, um, you know, but everything that I've seen from the teases is she finds him.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to see. I don't know. I mean, like I said, Carol's good at finding things. I mean, she as soon as she found out that he was missing, she followed the breadcrumbs pretty quickly.
Well, you know what? What you said earlier could make total sense for her to find him quickly if Carol somehow finds herself entangled with Janae and the crew,
Mhm.
right? And
Yeah,
we know Daryl wants to kill her. And maybe if by some way that they have another interaction and Carol's in the perimeter of that, you know what I mean? And she sees him or something. Maybe?
yeah.
I don't know.
Caesar saying, I've been seeing a lot of Carol and Daryl shippers very angry lately with the shows starting again that they still haven't gotten together. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we talked about that. They need to get over it. That's what we say. Get over it.
Yeah. Just let them be friends, man. Just let them be friends.
Okay, so he's saying because the Rashon shippers got theirs, they want theirs too. They deserve it. Well, first off, and we know you know this. You're with us, but Michonne and Rick were completely different. They actually were in a relationship.
Yeah. In a romantic relationship.
In a romantic relationship. Carol and Daryl were never in a romantic relationship. So it's like comparing like apples to oranges. Like it's completely different.
Yeah. She
So
looks at him like a little brother. He looks at her like a big sister. It would just be weird.
yeah, and Rick looked at Michonne like he wanted to eat her, for dinner. So there's a completely different mentality there.
Yeah.
So that's all. They need to get over it. I hope you're ignoring those comments because I'd be like rolling my eyes when I see that stuff. It's funny.
But yeah, like I said, I really I do hope that they, because again, like you said, it's only 6 episodes. So
Hmm.
and Carol is, she has tracked him across the United States. Don't And he's already made an impression in France.
Yes.
Everywhere he's gone, he has made an impression. She's bound to run into groups that have heard of him or have interacted with him.
Yeah. And plus, she's new. They're
Right.
going to be like, I've never seen this smart talking American before. Where you
Right.
come from? She looks kind of distinct. She definitely doesn't look French.
Yeah.
So, if someone sees her, they're gonna probably maybe put two and two together. Maybe.
Well, and she doesn't look dangerous like Daryl does. So again, she can use that, oh helpless me, to her best advantage as she tries to find him in France.
So look, I'm about to say something real kind of rude, but it's the truth, y'all. Why does Daryl always look dirty? Always. He always looks dirty.
He does.
I hate that shit. Why? Everyone else in the apocalypse can figure out how to take a bath. I can't. I can't. Every time I see him, I'm like, why does he look like that? He just looks like he would smell bad. I don't know. And I hate that I feel like that, but that's how I feel. I cannot, I can't take it back. Like, come on, y'all, do something.
I don't know. I mean, his hair looks washed.
Does it? It look kind of greasy to me.
Well, no. I mean, I've seen it worse.
I don't know. I don't know. He just looked kind of toe down and raggedy all the time.
Yeah, he always does look raggedy.
Yeah, and like Carol's so put together. Look at her. She looked like she stepped out of a magazine with her sunglasses on. Look at her diamond studs, her little studs in her ear.
Yeah, she's got Mission Impossible going on, vibes right there.
Yeah. I mean, hell, what the hell? I mean, even Isabel, look at her. Her hair, look, her hair not greasy. She don't have no obviously no makeup and stuff, but she looking regular. I don't know. Y'all get it together with Daryl's character.
Caesar, I love you, Caesar, man. Even when they had showers in Alexandria, they still kept him looking like a raccoon that had just in the Walmart trash bin.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Why they do that to him? Like, oh my God.
He has a look, man. He has an iconic look, and it is Trash Panda. Okay.
Like, come on. I mean, I guess he can't clean himself up now after all these years, but something. It's distracting to me. Like, ugh.
I've just accepted it as this is just how Daryl looks.
And that's why they will always be platonic. No one wants that.
Yeah. He just kind of, especially when he was wearing his the poncho thing.
Mm-hmm.
He really had those the old Clint Eastwood spaghetti western, vibe going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And not quite so much now that he's in France, but you can still kind of feel it.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. Oh goodness. I swear the stuff I notice, I just I just hone in on the most odd things sometimes. And that's just I can't even help it. All right. What do you think? Are there more points you'd like to talk about or
Like I said, that the only thing is this whole episode was Carol getting signs all along this whole route. And I'm wondering if they are planning on continuing that, if that's going to be part of a theme for her.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hate it, but it was occasionally funny. And, that where they, and they're bringing up the good and the bad in her past. But, I did find it kind of interesting that, all these little clues to her past keep kind of randomly popping up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just wondering if that's going to be an ongoing theme or if that was just something they got it to push her going.
I am curious because I feel like, well, it's probably going to come up at least one more time because I feel like when she has to come to Jesus with Ash, she's going to have to admit to lying. She's probably going to share her real story, right? And so it'll probably come up at least one more time
Mm-hmm.
before they move on because you can't really keep having that over and over again where the character never really did that before. I don't know. Maybe this will be the breakthrough she needs and she can move on.
Yeah, well, that, and I was kind of wondering if they were going to use these, Carol getting these signs along the way as a tie-in to whatever it is that they think Laurent's going to become.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering about that too.
Oh no, don't cross those lines. Don't cross those wires, I don't think. I
Don't
hope
cross
not.
the streams. Don't cross the streams.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, like I said, that was just something that that I was, because they kind of did the same thing a little bit with Daryl last season.
Mhm.
These little coincidences or throwbacks and stuff. So I'm wondering if they're going to do the same thing with Carol.
Mm. They might. I don't know. I feel like we want them to go much deeper than they'll be able to,
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
fair.
Yeah, they're going to be like, "What? You want what from us?
We
You
would
want
like 12 episodes.
character development?
Yeah, we want
Character
12 episodes with full character development, please.
Yeah, they're like, "That's a tall order. I don't know if we can do it." Okay, well, I guess we'll see. We'll see. That's all we can do. So quickly before we go, I just want to say thank you to everyone that listened live. Caesar, Karina, we appreciate you guys for being here. And we had a new comment from Perry. I don't think we've seen you before. Thanks for being here and commenting. Lisa, is there anything else?
No, we are going to be moving the show permanently back to 7:30, right?
Yeah, it's going to be 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern for the rest of the 5 episodes.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So I guess that's it for today. It's been a fun time as always. Thanks for listening to the entire episode. We appreciate you for doing that. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you're listening because we'll be back again next week and you'll want to get that notification. And also, if you enjoyed the discussion, please leave a 5-star rating wherever you're listening and share this episode with your friends. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.